All you need to know about coloring. Hello art lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to color and I'll be sharing you guys 3 absolute necessary tips that will make you pro. But I'll not be teaching this boring stuff. Even though it is boring, try to understand some of it. Okay, let's begin. Our skin has different temperature. Some are warm and some are cool. Some of the warm area are the area around the eyes and eyebrows, cheek, nose, ears, tips and palms of hand and feet, and joint areas. Some of the cool area are where it is not warm, like the back of the palm, chin, and forehead, etc. I'll circle some of the warm and cool area on a reference to let you guys understand better. Around the eyes, eyebrows, tip of the nose, cheek, ear is covered by the hair, but let's still circle it. Tips of the finger, palm, joint areas like knuckles. Lips are also red, but I forgot to circle it. Cooler area are the part around the jawline, chin, forehead, back of the hand. What happens when light hit the skin directly? You guys need to understand this if you want the skin to look lively and fresh. Let's look at the reference. When light hit the skin directly, the skin looks glowy red. It is called subsurface scattering. It happens on a translucent object like grapes and jet. Let us look at this diagram. The light hit the surface, some reflected and some went in. Let us take the skin as an example. Here is the skin and blood vessel underneath. When light hit the skin, some reflected and some went in and reflected again with the blood color red. That is why we see red when light hit the skin. Only our skin is translucent. Light cannot pass through bones, muscle, and organs. If light can pass, we will look like this. This also applies to every translucent object. Green grapes with green cover and light green flesh, and red grapes with purple cover and red flesh. How light works and how much environment influence on skin. Here I will teach you guys about light and shadow. Okay, let's select a skin tone and draw a spear. Here you go. The spotlight or the main light is coming from the top left corner. So let's set the shadow at the opposite. After adding the shadow, I want you to remove a little part of the shadow like this. This is because of the ambient light. Ambient light comes from multiple directions and provide overall illumination as opposed to light. After this, let's add red to the edge of the shadow. Subsurface scattering happening. And let's add a little highlight on the spotlight area. Next lighting will be reflected light. Let's create a blue plane surface under the spear. When light hit the plain blue surface, it will brighten a bit. Shadow of the sphere will also fall on the surface. And blue light will also reflect back to the sphere from the plane surface. Let's look at this reference. The overall image has cool tone. Here, spotlight, where sun directly hit the surface of the skin. On the shadow part, the plane will face the sky look cool tone. It is because of the blue sky. Ambient light. And the plane will face the ground look warmer tone. It is because of the sun. Reflected light. Okay, let's look at the second reference image. The overall image look warm. Here, spotlight. In here, the ambient light looks warm because the surrounding wall is creamy and warm color. Since we learned about the different lighting, now let's learn about shadow. I will bring up the same sphere and let's add shadow. The thing about shadow is, the further the shadow is from the object, the edges of the shadow become softer. And here's another one. This time the shadow fall on the cylinder. I will tell you a simplified technique that I use to draw skin. Here I draw a cylindrical shape line art. I draw a cylinder because a cylinder can simplify and construct our human body. Okay, let's continue. I added the base color. Then shadow. Let's merge the edge of the shadow. As I said before, if the object and shadow are close, the edge will be hard, like the shadow in the middle. Let's erase some of the shadow area. Don't forget to do this. This gives a realistic effect to the skin. Let's add some red tone for subsurface scattering. And finish it with a highlight. Now it looks good with some simple steps. Since we learned all the theory, let's put it into practice. Here I draw a simple figure line art. Let's add a base color. After putting the base color, I usually draw a rough background. This helped me in coloring the object since the ambient and reflected light came from the environment. Now let's add the warm area of the skin. Now let's add shadow. After adding the shadow, I started softening the edge of the shadow. I darkened the shadow a bit because it looked a little light. Now let's start erasing some part of the shadow. Now let's add red on the edge of the shadow where sun hit. After erasing some part of the shadow, now I started adding the blue ambient light since the sky is blue. The ambient light is added to the plane which past the sky. Now let's add reflected light. The reflected light will be orange because the ground is sand. Now let's add some dark area to the part where light hardly reaches to add some depth. Lastly, let's add a highlight. And it is done. The skin process is finished. You can leave now. Okay, those who stay, let's continue. The theory we learned can be applied to anything. Now let's add color to the clothes with the same step. I added some blue with an airbrush to add a gradient. Let's add a shadow. After adding the shadow, I follow the same step that I did before, blending the edge of the shadow. After that, I remove some of the shadow for ambient light. And let's add reflected light too. And now let's add some finishing touch to the clothes. Lastly, let's draw here. The same technique will be applied. This concludes my today tutorial video. Thank you guys for watching up to the end. Guys, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and like it.